Capcom, as of January 6th, 2021, has updated their video policy for content creators. Okay. The original post that they made was on Twitter. They were like, attention all creators, here's our updated video policy. Okay. So I know I sent this to you after I saw it. We both read through it, and I told you some of the things that I was confused by, and I was like, what does this mean specifically? And vice versa. Okay. So I put almost everything that was on that release on here that's applicable. I'm not going to read through all of this, but there's some specific things that I want to talk about with this.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, do it.
So I think there's a lot that's fine with this, right? Like a lot of it is stuff that's already would really already be applied in fair use, right? A lot of it is already kind of no-brainer stuff, and they're not changing a lot of that. So creative content, you can make walkthroughs, tutorials, let's plays, reactions, whatever it is. Step-by-step guides, as long as you're adding instructional or educational value, or some kind of entertainment value to the content, right? So you can continue to do that. Game footage posted online. Okay, it says you should not share game footage online without adding your own video or content. Okay, which makes sense, unless the game console or device permits sharing of the game footage. Okay, this is one of the big ones. I was like, what are you saying here? Like, it seems like it's muddying it up. So let me read it in its entirety. Let me read it in its entirety, and then I want to hear what your thoughts are, because I still don't understand this. Game footage posted online. Okay, that's the subheading. You should not share game footage online without adding your own video or content unless the game console or device permits sharing of game footage. You may not split up our game content into components, so visual, vocal, in-game elements, music, etc., and distribute such components as separate content. I get that, right? Making your own, like, oh, I'm going to have the footage, and then I'm going to have the music, and then I'm going to have the audio. Like, I get that. I don't think people...
Sounds like that's like ripping assets almost.
Yeah. People don't typically do that for monetary gain anyway. But this first line, you should not share game footage online without adding your own video or content. Okay, that makes sense. Unless the game console or device permits sharing of game footage. What does that mean? Are they saying then you can't do like walkthroughs or guides or anything like that if you don't have like your own video over it, or your thing that you're making the video from doesn't allow you to save video what?
Yeah, it muddies it a lot, like you said, because essentially what they're saying is, like, it falls under fair use already, which is you can't just upload something and make money off of it if there's no transformative nature of it, right? So they're saying you have to add your own video or content, right? So me and you, we talked about this, you and I, about walkthroughs and stuff like that for YouTube. If someone's making a game walkthrough, do they have to like put a video of themselves, or can they just have the text on top of it? How does that work?
Because some people just use their voice or use text. You know what I mean? Especially for like guides and things like that. There's like a whole there's like really two big subcultures with guides on YouTube, and one is like the more interactive entertainment type of guide, right? And there's another one that's very like no audio, no anything. Here's where everything
straight to
is
the point.
Text, right? And people like different things and learn differently, and that's fine. So I don't think that's what this means. Like, it's going to inhibit that type of content. But if creators right now make their living, right, of just doing very not bare bones, but like very to the point, concise guides, I hope that this is not saying that they can't do that with their game footage.
Yeah, absolutely. And then just the fact that it says unless the device permits the sharing of game footage.
Yeah.
What does that mean? You can't use a like a PVR or a digital video recorder, like a game capture device. You have to use the PlayStation 4 or 5's built-in system, or the Switch. Like, what does that mean? Why does that matter?
I don't know. That and this is the most updated version of this too. So I don't know. Maybe maybe I'm just stupid. I don't know.
You know how some games it'll say like a gameplay recording has stopped because of a cutscene or something like that?
Yeah.
On the PlayStation?
Yeah.
Maybe that's what they mean, in that there's like certain things that they don't want spoiled in their games. And like, if you post that means the only way you could have got that is through using an outside external digital video recorder.
Oh. Or maybe
that's the only explanation.
Or maybe it means more so like direct ripped content released by Capcom, like trailers, footage, or like leaked stuff or whatever. Like maybe it's like, hey, you have to capture your own footage.
Maybe, but the fact that they're like saying you have to get it from your console is just weird. I don't
Yeah,
get that.
because there is a separate section. I don't know if I put it on here. There's a separate section about spoilers. Any posting or other unauthorized disclosure of game content prior to a game's official release is strictly prohibited. Obviously, even after an official game release, spoilers can ruin the fans' experience, and we always aim to avoid them. Please be respectful of others and do not deliberately push plot reveals on people who are actively avoiding learning about them. Otherwise, please offer spoiler disclaimers as a courtesy. I don't know. So, yeah, I don't know. I thought that one in particularly was confusing. And then I think there's one more that we talked about. So let's see. Game footage posted online. You should not share game footage online without adding your own video game content unless the game console or device permits sharing of game footage. Oh, that's what we just talked about. I'm sorry. Not official Capcom video. Fan content may not be promoted as official Capcom content. Obviously, you won't get any DMCA copyright strikes for Capcom music specifically, but some of their games contain licenses for outside not original Capcom music, so you can't use that. Audience appropriate. Okay. Audience appropriate. So all fan created content should be appropriate for the audience of the Capcom games. For example, if you tape game content for a younger audience and make it objectionable, we reserve the right to take it down.
So is that like if it's a Mega Man with a big penis drawing, they could take it down?
I guess, or it's like you can't like promote Resident Evil Village, which is like a strictly M game to like, I don't know, 10-year-olds or something like that. I don't know. I thought that one particularly too was strange.
Yeah,
that they had to incorporate that.
I do remember seeing something about. I see it here. Permissible monetization.
Yes.
It was basically saying like you can't use assets from Capcom games for Twitch emotes,
Right.
And stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
Which is interesting, and it begs the question: like, what about fan art? Is it okay if it's fan art and not a direct rip of your asset? Who knows?
Probably, as long as I don't think you're making direct money off of that. But that one was, a little interesting wording. And then they have something about unauthorized usage here. We do not allow usage of or promotion of third-party content, third-party programs, including hacks, cheating, etc., or devices that circumvent intended protection of Capcom titles. Additionally, we do not allow Capcom content to be uploaded to a platform for which rights have not been granted, such as the creation of Twitch emotes. Oh, okay, and that continues with that. Yeah.
And that's like sad because the modding community is so huge, and it's really good to see a company embrace modding rather than demonize it.
Yeah.
Especially if it's like an older game.
This is almost worded like, hey, if you create content about hacking our games, then we're going to take it down or something like that. It's almost what this seems like.
Take action.
Yeah. Which is stupid. I mean, look at how much people did with, Resident Evil 3 Remake, which is their last release.
Yes.
Now, listen, a lot of it is like just making Jill and people have like huge tits. I get that.
Yeah, nude mods and stuff like that.
Yeah, but hey, man, if people want to do that, then that's fine. I think a company should be like, hey, I know this is part of our community. As long as it's not like illegal, then who cares? I don't know.
Yeah, I'm with you. See, the thing is, like, I'm torn because good for Capcom for putting this together and making something concrete that you could refer to and know if you're breaking their rules. But at the same time, it muddies itself. It's not clear. It's not clear. At points, it contradicts itself.
Yeah.
I'm looking through it again right now. It's just they need to make it not lawyer speak. They need to make it for the people that it's intended to go to. Content creators are going to be reading this, right?
Right. And it's always something that we talk about on this channel is like how fair use really is not that confusing in and of itself, but that people that legislate it or enforce it make it confusing or interpret it the way that it shouldn't be interpreted. And things like this, I think, can be helpful, but I think the further, just the way that it's worded, like you said, I think makes it confusing for people that are reading it, like us,
The intended audience, yeah.
Yeah. because we don't want copyright strikes and things like that. And nobody, listen, dude, nobody is trying to rip Capcom games and make money off of them. Okay. And the few people that are doing that, right, that exist, maybe, which who knows if it's even possible anymore. I'm stupid. I don't even know if you can rip games like content off of that anymore and sell it. There are probably people doing that, but content creators like on YouTube and Twitch and modding communities aren't doing that for that. You know what I mean? Like they're not making money off of your intellectual property like that. They're not ripping it.
I think they're more so worried that someone's gonna like just take the full game and put it up on YouTube and not transform it at all, and then you don't have to buy the game. You could just watch that. Yeah, that's what I think they're really worried about.
That makes sense. And people are gonna do that anyway, probably. But I would say the majority of people are actually making their own content, whether it's a Let's Play, whether it's people, there's people that cut together, all the in-game cinematics and make it like a movie and things like that. Stuff like that is transformative. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I agree.
Thank you for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe. Josh and Bret really need you too. I love them. So do it. It would be a shame if you missed more of their videos. Hit the notification bell too, so you know when there is a new upload.